This morning on our probate court cases. Well, let's just go in order, right, what we have on the.
Okay, Coleman.
Yes.
Get one record.
All right, we're on the record in file number 97-418560D for approval of the 24th, 25th, and 26th annual accountings. Who's here on that one?
Is that Clint Coleman, Your Honor?
Yes. Come on up to our council table if you're here on that one, please. Council tables, whatever you're comfortable with. Okay, can I have your name, please?
Mary Poore, P-O-O-R-E.
Michael McFarland, attorney guardian ad litem.
All right, would you like to begin, Mr. McFarland?
Just a moment, Your Honor, just jumping in my database. I believe I had already signed the waivers and consents. Let me take a quick look here.
Well, in the meantime, Deputy Ames, would you please swear in Ms. Mary Poore?
Give her remain seated, raise your right hand, please. You swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do. Ms. Poore, is all the information contained in your accountings truthful, accurate, and complete to the best of your knowledge and information?
Yes.
Very good. Any changes to those documents or that information I should be aware of?
No, Your Honor.
Very good. And how is Clint doing?
He's doing well. Other than spring allergies, he's doing really well.
Yes, there's a lot of people suffering with those at the moment.
But they're taking good care of him, so.
That's good. How often are you able to visit with him?
Well, I'm going down this afternoon. I'm usually a couple times a month, at least, sometimes more if there's meetings or anything like that, so. I was there 2 weeks ago.
All right, back to you, Mr. McFarland. I see there is a waiver on the 24th and 25th annual accountings. It looks like we might be looking for your opinion on the 26th.
Look here, I had a note that there was no itemized billing. Go back and take a look here. We have addressed that in a telephone conference.
Yes, I've got all that for you.
So you just brought that today?
Mhm.
Okay, Your Honor. I had asked that she bring some itemized billing for me. She's brought that with her. If we could maybe just put that on the back burner for just a moment on the 26th, let me take a quick review of the itemized documentation.
Sure, not a problem. Ms. Poore, do you have a few moments that we could take a couple of the cases first and maybe come back to yours?
No problem.
All right, very good. So let's take a recess on that one. And we'll go on to our next one. Just let me know when you're. All right, we are on record in file number 24-53160DE, which is a request to open an estate for Thomas Davies Hood. We have the names of our participants, please.
Thank you. Clark Baldwin, representing myself as petitioner in this matter.
Ma'am, you can come forward.
Good.
Get near a microphone. Whack things on the table.
I am Kimberly Williams, and I am Tom Hood's niece. And this is my son, Matthew Williams, which is his great nephew.
Welcome. Go ahead.
Thank you. Yeah, this is a time and place scheduled to hear my petition to open the estate of Thomas Davies Hood. We present to the court a last will. We would want it to be admitted into probate. And the will does indicate that I be the personal representative in this matter. We'd also like a determination of heirs. The heirs are set forth in the testimony to identify the heirs. There are quite a few of them. I'll let the court name them.
Okay.
We would like those named as heirs of law. Thank you.
All right, I'll see if I can pass that test on pronouncing everyone's names correctly. Everything else appears to be well supported. Any other comments before I make the findings?
I've received no objection to this.
All right. Did either of you wish to say anything this morning?
Yeah,
So I'm again Matt Williams. I'm a great nephew of Tom, and you know, I would have liked an opportunity to purchase that. I would have purchased it, you know, if I would have, you know, if Tom's cognitive mindset was a little better. So I wish I would have had known that and had the opportunity. But we are very interested in purchasing a home and renovating it to the codes of Adrian. We take it as is, and grateful to have that opportunity given. So,
Very good. You can take that up with Mr. Baldwin once he's appointed as personal representative.
okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Well, the court finds all interested parties were given notice for purposes of today's hearing, requesting the appointment of Mr. Baldwin as a personal representative, along with a number of other things that would allow the assets of Mr. Hood to be distributed and or dispersed. I have received no written objections either, Mr. Baldwin, to the request that you've made specifically for appointment or for distribution according to the will. There is also supportive information that provides that Mr. Hood did pass away on or before December 7th, 2023. A resident of Illinois County, making venue proper in our court. The decedent's heirs, as articulated in the testimony and as named in the proposed order, include Richard K. Hood, nephew, William A. Hood, nephew, Kimberly A. Williams, niece, James M. Hood, nephew, Gwen Hood Burrows, niece, Scott C. Hood, nephew, Charles James Hood, nephew, William Hood, nephew, Edward Knight Hood, nephew, Ember Hood, Hood. Am I pronouncing that right? Is it Hood or Hood?
Hood.
Okay, the two O's all of a sudden got me. I said, have I been doing this wrong 10 times? Okay. And then, of course, Ember Hood, grandniece, and Aurora Hood, grandniece. There is a will. I have that here as well. It does appear to be valid and unrevoked, dated October 31st, 2018, which does nominate Mr. Clark Baldwin as the personal representative. He does appear to be suitable for appointment. Supervised administration does not appear to be necessary for the protection of persons interested in this estate at this time. Mr. Baldwin, other than a home, clearly, are there any other assets that will need to be distributed?
There's quite a bit of personal property within the home. Basically, this is going to be somewhat directed by the city manager of Adrian, because the Davies is the city of Adrian. So we'll be seeing what he wants to do. There's a number of items of personal property that have no value. There's even an allegation of hoarding situation in this particular estate. So the only cash that I know of, there is a life insurance policy that will just about cover repaying the person that paid for the funeral. So
Okay.
no cash that I know of.
Thank you. Well, I further conclude then with that in support that supervised administration is not necessary at this time. It is the order of the court, the petition is granted, the will is valid and will be admitted to direct the distribution of the estate. Clark Baldwin is appointed personal representative, serve without bond at this time, given those same facts and circumstances, and the determination of heirs is as I have already articulated. Order, we will sign the will as well as the letters of authority for Mr. Baldwin. And I'm very sorry for your loss. Unless there's any questions, that's all for this morning.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I know there's a lot of personal items, like you said, of no value, pictures that we're mostly interested in, and those kind of heirlooms that are personal. So
I have pictures of my mother and my brother, and
I will keep that in mind. I don't see any reason why this city of Adrian would be at all interested in
thank you,
personal property like that. It's of no value.
thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, thank you. Good luck as you make your way through negotiating with the city and navigating the process.
all right,
Thank you.
thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Have a good day. All right. Mr. McFarland, looks like you might be ready.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll wait for back on the record.
Thank you. All right,
Back on the record, Coleman.
perfect, thank you. Back on the record, 97-41856. On the remaining question of the 26th annual county with Ms. Ford, Mr. McFarland.
Thank you, Your Honor. Accommodations were made for me to review the receipts today, and with that, I'm prepared to sign the waiver and consent on the record.
Good. Did you have any other questions for Ms. Ford?
No, everything was in order.
All right, well, thank you, Ms. Ford, for your efforts in this case.
Certainly.
It does appear all interested parties were served with the proposed accountings. There have been no written objections received by the court, nor have any been voiced to obviously the guardian ad litem or to Ms. Ford herself. The accountings do appear to be correct and ought to be allowed, and that will be the order of the court. The 24th, 25th, and 26th annual accountings are allowed. Unless you have any questions, that's all for today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McFarland.
Did you want me to sign that right now, Your Honor?
Well, I mean, I don't have it in the file. You'll have to track one down and take it up with our clerk's office.
I will do that.
I'm sure they'll appreciate that as well.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you for taking the time to look at those this morning. Okay, you're all set?
Thank you.
Thanks. One more on our 9 o'clock docket. Let me know when you're ready.
Is that the wing match?
Christian.
Oh, Christian.
Yes, it is in the matter of Michael Helton Christian.
Yep, thank
Okay.
you, Your Honor.
23-1-52629CA. It's a request to approve an amended second and final accounting. We have the names of our participants. It looks like we have our Zoom participant for this one. Your name, please?
Pamela Christian.
I'm sorry, it was just a little bit of a delay on our end.
Oh, Pamela Christian.
Thank you.
Michael
Any need to check the hallway, Your Honor?
Sure, go ahead.
Michael McFarland, attorney guardian ad litem.
It looks like we do have a waiver from you on this one as well, Mr. McFarland.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Swearing Ms. Pamela Christian, please.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, Ms. Christian, is all of the information contained in your amended second and final accountings truthful, accurate, and complete to the best of your knowledge and information?
Yes, it is.
All right, it looks like there is a state, is there been an estate opened for Mr. Christian?
No, he didn't have any assets.
All right.
The
Are
the
there-
property was in my name.
Thank you for clarifying. I see there was some questions from the guardian ad litem that have been answered, indicating that he has signed a waiver. Would you like to speak to any of those issues?
I don't think so. If Mr. McFarland doesn't have any questions for me.
So what are the assets that would have potentially been in the estate that are no longer in need of transfer?
The only assets that are listed, he had a guitar and like an amp and that kind of thing. Some antique firearms, but there was no vehicles or property in his name.
And was there a will or something?
No, there was, no.
So how were you able to accomplish the transfer?
They were in my home. I guess I don't know. He was my husband, yes, so.
Got it, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, questions, Mr. McFarland?
I do not, Your Honor. I've already discussed the matter with her, so I'm satisfied.
Very good. All right, Ms. Christian, it does appear that your accountings are correct and therefore ought to be allowed. And it is the order of the court. The amended second and final accountings are allowed. I am going to go ahead and close the file, understanding that all of the assets have already been transferred, and discharge you as fiduciary. We'll have to revise our order and get it sent out to you so that it reflects that. But otherwise, thank you for your service, and I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you so much.
Have a good